start, choose a Windows Form application from here, and right here, get IP project. Okay, and choose a location, browse, and save it in my folders. My folder, school, yes, 2020, grade 11 here. Okay, then select folder. Okay, now, okay. Now I created a new project here. I'll add from the toolbox number 1 button. If I can't see the button, I can write button here. Yeah, button, double click. Okay. Now I have a button. Another one, text box. Text box, yes. And label. Toolbox, and right here, label. Okay, now I have 3 controls. Number 1, button. Number 2, text box, and number 3, the label. Okay, now I change the properties. Right click, properties. Here from the property, I have a font color. Make it bold. Okay, 20. It's okay. Label here. And it's a text box. And increase the button size. Okay, and decrease the 4 to display the IP here in the text box, or the current IP in the text box. Now here, IP, sorry, properties, go to the text, yes, here, IP, to display the IP of my computer. Here, I write, get my IP, properties, get IP, and choose a color. Choose the color, for example, here. Right click, properties again. The background color, the 4 color at first. Custom, yes, and yeah, yellow instead of this yellow. And here's a background color. Okay, the folder, the form background, properties, background color, black. Okay, go to the label. Now it is black like the form. Right click, properties, font color. Yes. Here, I want to display the current IP here. Last session, we talked how to insert or to get the current IP. From beginning, use the button, click here, go to the event, then go to click event. The click event is the default event for the button, as you know. Double click now. Here inside here, I'll add the code to get the current IP. But at first, to use or to bring the functionality to get the IP, I have to use namespace here using system.net. Like the last session in the Classera website. Okay, I uploaded the last video. That is the first namespace. Here, using a second namespace, system.name, sorry, name.net.sockets. Okay, 2 namespaces here, .net and .net.sockets. Okay, now create an array to get all the IPs that will display in the in our program, then extract my current IP of my machine. Okay, there is more IPs. For example, the IP of the router, the default gateway, the others IP in the network. But I want to extract my current IP of my computer. Okay, now IP address. Okay, it's array. Its name is my IP equal. Okay, to get the IPs or to get the computer name and get more thing, I have to use the DNS, domain name system, DNS, this one, okay, sensitive. Okay, then use this function, get host address, then open here. In the get host address, I'll give this function parameter to get the host name. So I have to write the DNS again, DNS dot and get host name, get host name. Okay, it is a function, so I have to make brackets here and semicolon. Okay, now I'll make for each loop to extract my IP. It's error here. DNS get host name. Now build the program to find the error. Oh, sorry, it did get not end. Get host address. End host address. It's a parameter, not string, because get host name get string. Okay, so I have here to write a method get string. Okay, but end get host get a synchronized result. Okay, so I didn't need end, just get host address. Did right here DNS get host name function. Now there is no error. Now use the loop to extract my IP. Okay, for each, because we have objects here, not numbers. We have to use the object here. Okay. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, for each, then double tap from the keyboard like this. Here, the variable instead of var, I have to write my object, IP address, this class, and create object from this class, for example, IP. Okay, to loop in this collection. What is the current collection name here? My IB, and write my IP here, Control C, Control V. We talk about the for each and for loops statement last semester. Okay, here I wanted to check the current IB. If to check if the current IP, if IB, okay. Now write I capital and P capital, okay. If IP in this time dot address family equal, double equal, because it is if condition, address family dot enter work. I have enter work here, but it's enter work the default internet work IB version 4. We have two protocols here, IB version 4 and IB version 6. Okay, if you go to the internet here and setting, okay, to display it now to understand. Okay, go to the internet, change the internet properties, for example. Someone, yes. Okay, here, properties. I have here, yeah, the IP TCP, IP version 4, and TCP and IP version 6. Okay, we will use this protocol. Okay, now back to our code to extract the current IP. Okay, IP dot address family equal address family dot enter network. This one. If this condition equal true, please display the current IP. So I write here back to the design view and choose text box. Okay, and go to properties to know the text box name, text box 1, and instead of text box 1, okay, I'll write txt IP. Okay, now back to the code here and write here txtp.text will display the current IP. The current IP here in the same loop, inside the loop for each, I'll use this IP, okay? IP dot toString. Okay, I have to write to toString. If I remove the toString and make like this, I can find the error build. Okay, he can't convert from system.IP address to string. So I have to add to string here to convert from IP address to string. Okay. Now start the program, then get IP here. Now at first, to bring the form in the center of the screen, right click on the form properties, go to start position and choose center screen to bring the form in the center of the screen. Then start now, get my IP, that is my current IP now. Okay. Now I want to display this IP inside a console application or a console screen. Okay, in the next video now. Okay. Now in this video,